Alicia here with another lightened up Weight Watcher friendly recipe, and today's recipe is going to be for high protein breakfast bowls. I love these breakfast bowls. They're really easy to make, full of flavor, and they're also full of proteins. So they make a really great breakfast prep. They're really easy to kind of heat up and go in the morning. So I thought I'd share this with you guys. Let me first jump into ingredients and I'll show you what you're going to need to make these. First off, you're going to need 12 large eggs. And then here I've got some Petite red potatoes that I've got washed up. That's 1.5 pounds. Now you can use whatever type of potato you want. I had some of these on hand that I needed to use up, so that's what I'm using today. Plus, I just like these little potatoes. They're really easy to work with. Next up, you're gonna need some cheese. I'm using this reduced fat sharp cheddar. I think in my recipe builder, I've got Mexican style blend, and that is good on this too, but today I'm gonna be using sharp. You just want a 2% milk fat or reduced fat cheese, and I'm gonna be using 6 tablespoons of this. Here I've got 8 ounces of chopped ham, that's cooked ham. So for veggies in this, I'm doing sort of a Denver style with these. That's typically what I do. I've got half of a medium onion here, and then here I've got a red bell pepper and a green bell pepper, all just chopped in little pieces. And then I've also got some chives that I'm gonna chop these with. This is totally optional. You could also use green onions, but I've got fresh chives in my garden, so I'm gonna be adding a little of those to them. For seasoning, you're gonna need some onion powder, a teaspoon of that, a teaspoon granulated garlic, a little bit of black pepper, and salt. And then finally, you're gonna need a tablespoon of olive oil. And that is everything that's in this, so let me get it started. So first off, I've got my oven preheating to 400, and then I'm gonna take my potatoes here, and I'm gonna just cut them up into kind of bite-sized pieces, and then add them to my bowl here. Got those all chopped up, so now I'm going to add in my olive oil, which again is a tablespoon, my teaspoon onion powder, and teaspoon granulated garlic, and you can also use garlic powder if you want. Add a little pepper to these, probably about 1/4 teaspoon. And same with the salt. A little bit of that, about 1/4 teaspoon. And then I'm gonna just stir all of that together really well. Now I've seen people do these with hash browns, with the frozen potatoes, and you can do that too if you want to make these even easier, but I like using the fresh potatoes. I just think it adds a lot to these, but the frozen are an option too if you want to kind of save yourself some time. All right, I've got that all mixed together, so now I'm going to take a sheet pan that I've lined with some parchment. I'm going to just pour these on. Spread them out on there. Now I'm going to bake these in my preheated oven at 400 until they are fork tender. So I'll just kind of check on them here and there and see how they're doing. And then while these are cooking, I'm going to move on to the next step. In a large pan on medium heat, I'm going to add in my ham and my veggies. I'm going to just cook these in here until those veggies are softened and that ham is heated through. And then while these are cooking, I'm going to get my eggs whisked up, and then I will add those into this when it's ready. So for the eggs, in a medium bowl, I'm just going to add all 12 of them in there. Add a little salt, probably again 1/4 teaspoon, and pepper, 1/4 teaspoon, or just to taste. Then I'm going to just whisk these together really well. Got these all whisked together so they're ready to go once my ham and veggies are ready. And I'm going to just cook these in here until they are done to kind of my liking. It's probably a little different for everybody, so just cook them to your desired doneness for eggs. My potatoes are done. They took almost 25 minutes. But my eggs I'm still working on, so I'm gonna let these cook a little bit more and then we will put these together. My eggs are done, so now I'm gonna start assembling these bowls. I'm gonna be using these meal prep containers right here. These are, I think, 3 cup. I'll have a link for them down below. But I'm gonna be doing 6 bowls. So I'm gonna get these laid out and then we will get these put together. So what I'm gonna do is start with adding the potatoes to the bottom of these, and I'm actually gonna weigh mine out just to make it a little easier, because you're gonna wanna divide the potatoes and the eggs into 6 for these. About 3 ounces of potatoes each one. I'm not gonna weigh out my eggs, I'm just gonna eyeball those, but I'm gonna do the same with those. I'm gonna add 1/6 of the eggs to the top of all my potatoes. And if you want to weigh these out too, you can, but these are a little easier for me to be able to tell how much I'm putting in each one. So I'm gonna finish adding these eggs in and then I will be back. Now that I've got my eggs on there, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of cheese to each one. And then I'm gonna add about a teaspoon, maybe a little less, of chives to the top. Again, this is totally optional. And green onions work really well too for these. Okay, and that is all there is to these. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lids on all of these. I will leave one out though, show you kind of how we eat them. And these are good for, I would say, 3 or 4 days in the fridge, maybe a little longer. Ours never lasts that long though. All right, this is how we eat ours. We've got a little bit of Greek yogurt and then just some salsa on there. But the points on them without anything is gonna be 5 a piece. And I'll have all the other info up on the screen. I'll have my hubby go ahead and tell you what he thinks of these. This is one of my favorite kind of things. It's very hearty, kind of comfort foody.
Very Denny's.
Denny's, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's hard to beat like potatoes and eggs and cheese and I do these kind of Denver style. But you can do them. I mean, you can put whatever you want. You can put no veggies in there if you don't want onion and pepper, and they're still, I'm sure they'd still be good.
I don't know how that could be much better.
Yeah, I know. That's something.
The potatoes and the eggs really complement each other. And then, you know, yogurt and salsa and the cheese and chives.
It's all just deliciousness, isn't it? And protein packed too, which I love, so.
That's all I can say.
That's all he's got. All right, guys. Well, that's all there is to say. Definitely love these breakfast bowls. Be sure to check down the description box below for all of the nutritional info, Weight Watcher points, other nutritional info, WW recipe builder link, ingredients, instructions, all of that good stuff is going to be down in the description box. But thank you again for watching, and we will see you on the next one.